Yes, this is for Curtis. To define what a submissive wife is. Who is a submissive wife?
It's very interesting because we were having this conversation with a group of us just a few days ago. And we were saying submission is like a dirty word in Christianity.
Yes.
You know, it's
like slavery.
Forbidden word.
You mention submission and people's antennas go up. And to be fair, I understand because it's a topic that has been mistaught. It has been abused. And people are coming from backgrounds whereby they've seen people being abused in the name of submission.
Oh, yes.
So when we see people reacting and saying no and all those kind of responses, I understand. I understand. It's to be fair, I understand. People are coming from somewhere. But on the other hand, it is God's design for wives to submit to their husbands. Now, here's the thing. There's something we used to say, and we've taught this before. But I thank God for the spirit of repentance. Because sometimes you teach things and then you think about it and you're like,
wrong doctrine.
We used to say that a woman who has been loved right will find it easy to submit.
Wait. What is wrong with this?
We are heading somewhere.
A woman who is loved right
will find it
easy to submit.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that statement.
It's actually a good statement.
There's nothing wrong with that statement. But it can be misunderstood to sound as though we are saying that a woman needs to be loved right for her to submit.
Yes. Love me first.
You understand?
Yes.
Then I will
submit.
Yes. But according to God's program, you're supposed to submit to your husband, not because of who he is and what he has done, but because God has given you the command.
God said so.
Yes.
You understand? For me, I'm supposed to love her, not because she has behaved well, not because she has been a good girl.
No.
I'm not supposed to love her because, she submitted today, let me love her. I'm supposed to love her, even when she's misbehaving.
Yes.
I'm supposed to love her.
That is love.
Exactly. So how we treat each other is not based on how the other person has earned it, whether they've deserved it. It's because God has given the command for us to do it. You understand? So a submissive wife is someone who regards or relates to the husband according to what God has prescribed. Not because of what the husband has done or is, but because of what God has said. The thing about submission is marriage is a very spiritual experience. It's a spiritual institution. And we usually say, when it comes to spiritual things, there are principles involved. So when I choose to provide for her, I'm not providing for her because she cannot provide for herself. I'm providing for her because that provision is a spiritual principle. When I'm providing, there's something spiritual that is happening to the marriage through that provision. You understand? When a woman is cooking and offering food to their husband, it's not because the husband cannot do it. It's not because there's no washing machine. It's not because there's no chef who can cook. But that act of cooking and serving the husband, that act, there's something that is being triggered in the spirit by that act. You understand? If I say I love you, at the end of the day, until I do something to demonstrate that love, it is just a word. You understand? So the way marriages
love
run,
is a verb.
The way marriages run, the actions that we do, what is the principle underlining in that action? You understand? It is not about the action. It is what we are doing. So your submission to this person is not because there is no alternative. It's because you figured out that when I do something to my husband, I'm communicating honor and I'm communicating submission and trust. And that builds a marriage. I usually say marriage, it's like an institution that is alive.
It knows.
Right? When you do certain things, it responds in a certain way. When you fail to do certain things, you don't get the benefits that it's supposed to do. And that's why you usually say that even, let's say today I decide to go and cheat, God forbid. Soila might not know about it. But the marriage will know. The marriage will know. Soila might not know, but the marriage will know.
If you are hiding money,
the marriage knows. The marriage knows.
And you'll just see in our interactions, there are certain things that will begin to suffer and struggle. She may not know, why are things happening like this? What is going on? But the spiritual component of the marriage will detect that something is not right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think the reward of love and submission does not really, we expect the reward to come from ourselves.
Yes.
But the full reward comes from God. Like the satisfaction of having submitted, the satisfaction of having loved your wife so well. The reward comes from God. But when we have reduced it to a man-to-man thing, that it's a tit for tat. Now, if you don't submit, I'm not loving you. If you don't love me, I'm not submitting. So you see, it's already chaotic. It's the same command. It's a command by God that you should submit, you should love your wife. Same way, do not kill. We should just hold it in that high regard.
And actually, authentic submission is not demanded.
It's not demanded.
If I demand you to submit,
that's something else.
it is not submission.
Yeah, it's not submission.
It is coercion.
It's coercion.
And even if you end up submitting, it doesn't benefit me because I demanded this. It didn't come for free.
Wow.
It didn't come out of your own volition.
I think again, because it's a principle that God has given us. It has its own parameters. We don't submit foolishly. I think yes, because there is a place where because it's a command by God, we do it around the parameter in the Lord. And also in the Lord, there are things that it does not allow. For sure, I don't advocate for women to continuously being there and they're being physically abused. There is a better way of doing things. You can still honor your man by stepping away from the marriage and say, you know what, I'm going to find counsel. Or I'm going to seek wisdom on how we need to progress from here. Instead of dishonoring him and decide, you know what, I'm going to take his life because it's becoming, it's wisdom on your own life. It's wisdom to step away from an abusive situation for you to go and seek counsel, to know how to progress. It might be, the conversation might make you guys come back together, or it can literally just ensure that you guys go your separate ways because one of you is not willing to change. So even if we are saying submission is a command from God, God also provides wisdom on how it's supposed to be acted upon. Yes, so yes.